From a Dominican family whose Cameroon-wrapped work has defined the American premium tier for over 4 decades, to a Cuban marca whose Vuelta Abajo blend still defends the tradition at the honest premium peak. There are 15 brands in the modern cigar catalog whose disappearance would leave a real gap in the industry, and everything else is a variation on what these 15 produce. Most people assume the modern catalog runs on dozens of brands. It does not. It runs on 15 structural producers whose factories, farms, and wrapper sourcing shape every other conversation on the shelf. These are the only 15 cigar brands that actually matter in 2026. A subscribe and a like keep this kind of breakdown going. No brand deals, no sponsored picks, just the analysis the industry does not pay for. Number 1, Arturo Fuente. The Fuente family is the most respected name in Dominican production, and the Tabacalera, a Fuente factory in the Dominican Republic, produces some of the most decorated cigars in the modern catalog. The Hemingway series, the Don Carlos, the Añejo, and the Fuente Opus X all come out of that facility, and the family maintains direct Cameroon wrapper sourcing relationships that no other Dominican producer consistently matches. The Fuente contribution to the modern catalog is the Cameroon wrapper tradition, the boutique shop-only Opus X distribution model, and the construction discipline that defines the Dominican premium tier. The family produces at every price point from the $8 858 to the $40 Opus X, and the catalog holds together across the entire range. The industry without Arturo Fuente is a catalog without its Dominican reference point. Number 2, Ashton. Ashton is a Dominican-based brand that has built its entire reputation on construction discipline and wrapper selection. The Ashton catalog is produced at the Tabacalera A Fuente factory, and the brand's structural contribution to the modern industry is the refined Connecticut shade tradition. The Classic, the Cabinet Selection, the Aged Maduro, and the VSG cover the mild to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $12 and $22. And the construction discipline at every tier reflects the Fuente factory standard. Ashton also owns the La Maroma de Cuba brand, produced at My Father Cigars in Nicaragua, which extends the Ashton contribution across 2 countries and 2 production traditions. The industry without Ashton is a catalog without its Connecticut shade construction benchmark. Number 3, Davidoff. Davidoff is a Swiss-owned operation with a Dominican production facility, and the brand's structural contribution to the modern catalog is the premium tier positioning that anchors the American upper price band. The Signature, the Aniversario, the Yamasa, the Nicaragua, and the Winston Churchill lines define the Davidoff catalog architecture, and the brand's pricing model pulls the entire premium tier upward through catalog drift. Davidoff also operates the Nicaragua growing region as development that produced the Yamasa release, and the vertical integration in the Yamasa program represents a genuine wrapper contribution. The industry without Davidoff is a catalog without its Swiss-Dominican premium anchor. Number 4, La Aurora. La Aurora is the oldest cigar factory in the Dominican Republic, founded in 1903, and the brand has been making cigars longer than most names dominating the modern Dominican catalog have existed as companies. The Preferidos, the 107, the 1495, and the 1903 edition cover the mild to full-bodied spectrum at prices the broader industry walks past, and the factory produces cigars for other brands on a contract basis. La Aurora's structural contribution is the depth of continuous Dominican production tradition, and the brand carries more than a century of blending discipline behind bands, the modern market underprices. The industry without La Aurora is a catalog without its deepest Dominican production history. Number 5, Padron. The Padron family is one of the most respected names in Nicaraguan production. Jose Orlando. Padron started rolling cigars with $600 and a borrowed roller in 1964, and the family now controls a vertically integrated Nicaraguan operation covering the farms, the fermentation, and the rolling under a single supervision structure. The 3000, the 2000, the 1964 anniversary, and the 1926 series cover the entry tier to the special release tier at prices between $10 and $35. And the family absorbs part of the leaf cost through vertical integration in a way no other Nicaraguan producer consistently matches. Cigar Aficionado has named 1964 Anniversary and 1926 series Vitola's #1 Cigar of the Year multiple times. The industry without Padron is a catalog without its Nicaraguan vertical integration reference point. Number 6. My Father Cigars. Jose Pepin Garcia and his son Jaime run My Father Cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua, one of the most technically precise rolling operations in the world. The My Father factory produces cigars for the brand's own catalog, including Les Bijoux 1922, La Reloba, and Flor de las Antillas, and the facility rolls cigars for La Aroma de Cuba, Crowned Heads, Tatuaje, Ilusione, and dozens of other boutique operations that do not own factories. The My Father contribution to the modern industry is the rolling partnership model that supports the entire American boutique tier. Cigar Aficionado, named Le Bijou 1922, and Flor de las Antillas #1 Cigar of the Year in separate years. The industry without My Father is a catalog without its boutique rolling anchor. Number 7. Oliva. The Oliva family has been growing tobacco in Nicaragua since the 1930s. They own the farms. They control the leaf from the soil up. That vertical integration shows directly in what they can charge, because savings at the source reach the buyer. The Serie G, the Serie O, the Serie Vive, and the Serie Vi Milanio cover the medium to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $8 and $18. And the family's Ecuadorian sun-grown Habano wrapper program produces one of the most consistent wrapper aging traditions in the modern catalog. Cigar Aficionado, named the Serie F. Milanio Figurado, #1 Cigar of the Year. The industry without Oliva is a catalog without its Nicaraguan value tier reference point. Number 8. Joya de Nicaragua. Joya de Nicaragua is the oldest cigar factory in Nicaragua, founded in 1968. The brand has been making cigars longer than most names dominating the modern Nicaraguan catalog have existed as companies. The Antano, 1970, the Cabineta, and the Joya Red cover the medium to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $8 and $15, and the factory produces cigars for other brands on a contract basis. Joya de Nicaragua's structural contribution is the depth of continuous Nicaraguan production tradition, and the brand carries the country's longest unbroken production history behind bands the broader Nicaraguan conversation walks past. The industry without Joya de Nicaragua is a catalog without its deepest Nicaraguan production history. Number 9. A.J. Fernandez. A.J. Fernandez is one of the most decorated blenders working in Nicaragua today, and his cigars across multiple lines have accumulated more gold medals and top-rated scores than most blenders accumulate in a career. Fernandez controls his own farming program in Nicaragua and blends cigars for his own catalog, including Belas Artes, Enclave, San Lotano, and New World, and the operation also produces cigars for other brands on a contract basis. Fernandez's structural contribution to the modern industry is the modern Nicaraguan blender as brand model, where the blender's name and reputation carry the catalog rather than the factory. The industry without A.J. Fernandez is a catalog without its most prolific modern Nicaraguan blender. Number 10. Crowned Heads. Crowned Heads does not own a factory. They do not have a marketing department in the traditional sense. What they have is John Huber with a very specific idea of what a Nicaraguan cigar should taste like, and rolling partnerships with My Father Cigars, Tabacos, Valle de Jalapa, and other top-tier factories. The Four Kicks, the Le Patissier, the Jericho Hill, and the Las Calaveras cover the medium to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $12 and $20, and the catalog carries top 25 recognition from Cigar Aficionado across multiple releases. Crowned Head's structural contribution is the modern boutique partnership model that operates without factory ownership. The industry without Crowned Heads is a catalog without its most consistent boutique partnership case study. Number 11. Ilusione. Dion Giolito does not own a factory. What he has is a very specific idea of what a Nicaraguan cigar should taste like, and a rolling partnership with Tabacos Valle de Jalapa, one of the most respected Nicaraguan facilities in the country. The Epernay, the original documents, and the Illusion Fume d'Amour cover the mild to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $9 and $20, and the catalog carries low to mid-90s scores from Cigar Aficionado and Half Wheel across multiple releases. Illusione's structural contribution is the refined Nicaraguan boutique tradition that demonstrates Nicaraguan tobacco does not need to be full-bodied to be serious. The industry without Illusione is a catalog without its refined Nicaraguan boutique reference point. Number 12, Tatuaje. Pete Johnson does not own a factory. What he has is a very specific idea of what a Nicaraguan cigar should taste like in a rolling partnership with My Father Cigars. The Brown Label, the Black Label, and the Monster series cover the medium to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $8 and $20, and Johnson's blender as brand identity has defined the modern American boutique tradition for over 2 decades. Tatuaje's structural contribution is the model of a blender owner whose personal taste drives the catalog rather than market positioning. The industry without Tatuaje is a catalog without its longest-running blender as brand case study in the American market. Number 13, Partagas. Partagas has been producing Cuban tobacco since 1845, and the marca defines the Cuban full-bodied tradition at the honest premium peak. The Serie D number 4, the Serie D number 5, the Lusitanias, and the 898 cover the medium to full-bodied Cuban spectrum at prices between $15 and $35, and Cigar Aficionado has scored the Serie D line in the low 90s multiple times. Partagas represents the Cuban level 6 of the tier system, the point where blend, construction discipline, and price meet honestly. The industry without Partagas is a Cuban conversation without its most consistent modern, full-bodied reference point. Number 14, Cohiba. The Cuban Cohiba defines the modern Cuban mystique tier, and the marca's structural contribution to the industry is complicated. The Bayhike line, the Siglo line, and the Robustos define the Cuban premium above the Partagas value peak, and the pricing at every Cohiba tier has drifted upward faster than the leaf has consistently earned over the past decade. Cohiba matters because the marca sets the ceiling for the entire Cuban catalog, and the Cuban industry organizes its premium conversation around the Cohiba positioning. The mystique-driven overcharge is a genuine structural conversation, and the marca still delivers Cuban tobacco at the top of the tier when the box performs. The industry without Cohiba is a Cuban catalog without its ceiling reference point, even when that ceiling has drifted faster than the leaf has kept pace. Number 15, Perdomo. Nick Perdomo runs one of the most vertically integrated cigar operations in Nicaragua. The family controls the farms, the fermentation, and the rolling under a single supervision structure, and the brand's wrapper aging discipline extends to 10 years on the Champagne line and 6 years on the Habano line before the leaf reaches the cigar. The Champagne, the Habano, Sun Grown, and the 20th Anniversary Maduro cover the mild to full-bodied spectrum at prices between $7 and $15, and the wrapper aging program produces flavor concentration that the broader Nicaraguan catalog, at 3 times, the price does not consistently match. Perdomo's structural contribution to the modern industry is the wrapper aging vertical integration that no other Nicaraguan producer consistently applies at this price tier. The industry without Perdomo is a catalog without its longest documented wrapper aging tradition at the value shelf price band. The 15 brands on this list have one thing in common. Every brand contributes a specific structural element to the modern cigar catalog that the industry could not replace by shifting production to another producer. Some contribute Dominican construction discipline, some contribute Nicaraguan vertical integration, some contribute the boutique partnership model, some contribute the Cuban tradition at its honest peak, some contribute the wrapper aging discipline, the broader catalog underprices. Every other brand on the modern shelf is a variation on what these 15 already produce. Now, you know which 15 brands the modern catalog is actually built around. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this one. We will see you in the next.